Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in today. We got a little different episode. I've had a lot of people ask about our sawhorses. So you can see it's got a load on it. We're going to talk about them in great detail, so hang on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, like I said, we appreciate you tuning in today. We've had a lot of comments over the last year and a half, 2 years about our sawhorses. People are just amazed at the little short sawhorses. They do an amazing job. Right now they're supporting 2 stacks of lumber. This is 600 feet of white pine, and that's another 600 feet of white pine. They're roughly 1,700 pounds, could be 18, could be 16, depending on the water weight. But they're somewhere around 1,700 pounds sitting on these little sawhorses. That's quite impressive. Now, if this was oak, the same size stack of oak, would be 3,200 pounds, plus or minus a little bit. So if you're going to put your faith in a set of sawhorses, you need to build them with some strength in mind. So we're going to take a break, get all this moved out, and we'll get our sawhorses in here and we'll talk about them a little bit. Okay, welcome back. We got all our stacks of lumber out of here. Now we got we got 4 sets of sawhorses we keep down here, and they've progressed over time. So let's kind of go through what we got. This is my old shop set of sawhorses. You can tell they've been sawed through many a times. That's from construction projects long ago. But when we first started sawing, this is what we did. I think there's still 2 of these left in the other building. But we brought them down here, and it's better working off the floor. We use them a lot when we're running our planer. But we found out real quick a standard 36-inch sawhorse is too small. You can't put a bundle of lumber on it because most of our bundles of lumber are 40 inches, 41, 42, kind of maximum. So next set we made was a set of 4-foot sawhorses. And they're handy. We use them a lot. They stay out. One set or the others out here for loading our flitches coming off the edger. Now, these horses are standard. They're stronger than your standard little carpentry set of sawhorses. They're made out of 2x4s. They got a standard cross brace here to keep the legs from flying apart. But I've also added a spreader on this side and a spreader on this side to keep the legs from going out yonder way. And we don't overdo these, I'll be honest with you. Worst you'll ever see us abuse these is running our planer. We'll have a big old monster stack. Sometimes, most of the time we've got to where we're using the shorter set. But we use them around here. We just don't, I wouldn't want to put that 1,700 pounds we just picked up off of those big guys on these. Because if something falls, it ain't gonna be good. So our next progression, when we got in here and started sawing, what's the 4x4?
We started with 4x4s on the floor.
Yeah, Matthew's right. We first started in here, we just throw 4x4s on the floor and stack off them, which is better than stacking on the floor. But found out right quick that was too low to the ground, too much aggravation, and we wanted something a little different. So we built these horses, and now we're up to a 5-foot sawhorse. Now, if you look at this thing, it's had a rough life. At one time, it had an arm that stuck up here. It's been broke. It's been sistered together. Even sistered this side. It's due a new set. One day, we'll build it, just not today. So they've really taken some abuse, but if you're gonna put the kind of weight on them we got, it's solid boxed on the end to keep the legs from flaring. It's elbow braced up to here to keep the center from crashing on you. And you know, they've been thoroughly used. And I've had people ask me how tall they are. Well, this set's 18 inches. Well, we progressed to this. This is our main set we use every day. Sits right behind the mill, takes the most weight, most abuse. And we learned what we took what we learned from this horse and put it into this one and stiffened it up. Now it's a little shorter. It's 14 inches high. Our stacks are normally 30 inches, 15 layers, 30 inches. So you go 30 inches on top of that, you know, and you're getting right around here. That's good working height. I don't want to lift them up here. Matthew will tell you that when you start lifting them boards up above your chest, it's a lot of extra work. So we keep them down low. Like I say, we build a 30 stack high. That's 15 layers and 14 layers of stickers. So you're right at 30 inches. I like the lowness of them. Now, it's built pretty similar to this one, but if you look, we've added these extra leg spreaders like this sawhorse has. It goes from leg and an extra set of legs. It goes from leg to leg to leg, as well as the other side. And as far as I know, we haven't had to rebuild these, have we? We haven't had to do anything to them?
Well, we started with only one side brace, then we found out we needed another brace on this side and added it in.
That's right, we did add this second side brace. But now they're heavy. When you pick them up, you know you pick something up. Because these, you know, they're 1.5 inches, 2 by 4 inch, or you know, 1.5 inches, 3.5. This 1.5 inches, 5.5. The legs are 1.5 inches, 5.5. 2 by 6s, 2 by 5. You know, 2 by 6s on the end. So they can take some abuse, and they do. When we pick them up, drop them on the floor. What do you think they weigh? 50, 60 pounds. So you know you picked it up. They've dried out a lot. They've been around here. But like I say, these are our sawhorses. They're handy to have around. Would not want to work around here without it. Sun, let's slide over here. That sun is horrible. Okay.
You can make them to your needs. They don't have to be a standard height.
Right. You got a sawmill. Just spit you out a pile of 2 by 6s, 2 by 4s. Now the small ones are actually stackable, but we don't stack them. If we don't need them, they're sitting out here ready to be used. These will set one set here and this second set of here, and we never move them unless we're doing something different that day, planing some wood, whatever. But yeah, you can customize them to your needs. But for all the people that's been asking, that's our sawhorse. It's 14 inches off the ground. It's 5 foot long. That gives us 40 inches to stack our lumber on, and we got, you know,
Another 12 to 14.
Yeah, 12, 14 inches that we can stack. Because if we're stacking like 8s and 6s, you know, you may have a couple boards you need to wait till you get some more saw to stack them up there. So you got somewhere to set them without dropping them on the floor. That's where that extra width comes in handy. And if you got them, you'll use them that way as well. What's that angle, Matthew? It's not 45 degrees, about 22.5 on the cuts. I mean, just figure it out. You can make it yourself. If you can run a sawmill, you got a chop saw, you can make yourself some good sawhorses.
It's what a standard sawhorse is. It's just shorter.
Yeah. So, got any questions, comments on that? Leave them in the description below. It's a wonderful tool to have around. If you do any secondary processing, because you know, like we added some boards, kiln dried boards yesterday. We plane a lot of boards. We get our motor planer up and running. We'll be using them over there. So it's always good to have extras around. And if you're doing woodworking projects, you know you always need some extra sawhorses. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Got any questions, ask them. We'll try to answer them. As always, we appreciate you watching. Give a big shout out to Solomon at Third Beard Fishing. That's going to do it, and we'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.